Hello, Randy, K7AGE. I got a bunch of stuff here on my workbench. So what I have here is my Yaesu FT-817 radio. I have this case from AMP3. And what this is, it's an FT-817 field case, 7 amp hour, 12 volt battery, and it shoves all the way down in the back here, and there's a piece that blocks that. The radio fits in there in front of it, and on the other side of the case is a compartment which folds open. A tube here you can put coax adapters in. Has enough room you can roll up some coax, as well as this Genius G3500 charger. And this can charge 6 or 12 volt batteries, and it comes, of course it plugs into the wall, but it has a lot of cable here that I really don't need. I'm going to cut this here and put a pair of power poles on so I can power pole this cable back together or power pole it into the battery for direct charging. And I also bought this little Turnigy load analyzer. Yeah, precision wattmeter and power analyzer model 130A. So I bought this from Hobby King. This is just screaming to have some power poles put on that, so you can plug it between your battery and your load. That's the project, to kind of get all this kind of put together to make it a lot more useful. First thing is to make up the power cable for the battery. The battery is going to fit in the back here, so I'm going to kind of lay this out. So it's going to go from there. I want it to come out to the front and say about an extra inch. So, and I'm going to cut it. Cut the ends here a little bit, peel this apart each end, cut in the middle there, and peel that apart. Okay, now I'm going to strip off about a 1/4 inch of the insulation on all 4 here. So I'm just going to put it in my wire strippers and just eyeball it for about a 1/4 inch. Okay, for the end that goes on the battery, I have these little push-on terminals, and that just slides right down over the copper wires real easily. A blue dot up here, apparently for this size of lug. So I'm just going to put that in there and just squeeze that down real hard. I'm going to move it over and just kind of do it again. The red, I just do the same thing for the black. Okay, I push that down. I see the little bit of the copper extending past the blue. I put it in the crimper here and give that a big squeeze once. Move it and squeeze again, hard as I can. And I have that on now. If you remember from my $5 meter video, I wasn't sure what the saying was to know which way the connectors go. So what it is that if you position the red connector so you can read the A, so it's up and on the right, so red on right, read, so you can read the A, then the black, you orientate that so the connector is the same way, see the silver tab, and then it's going to slide in from the front. If I squeeze those together, that's now the correct pair. One of the things I like to do is orientate everything the way it's going to go together. So here's the connector, and the cable is this end here. So I want the red and the red to line up. You can see my tab is at the bottom side, so I want the little bend here in the connector, there you can kind of see it, to face away from that. So it's got to face up on the wire. So I'm going to put it on the wire here. So I'm going to slide that in there, and the tongue is at the bottom. And if I crimp this now, got a big squeeze, and it pops open. I have that on there. It's about the right direction. I can twist a little bit to make up for it. And now put the black one on, orientated this same way. Slide it in with a tab down here at the bottom, the wire net orientation. It's hard for you to see. Hold it around here like this. And give that a good squeeze, 2 hands. Line these up, straighten them up, and red to red, let's slide in. Everything goes right, this should go in and push. Click, click. There we go. I got my DC cable, my battery cable put together. Okay, so let's put the power poles on the Turnigy power adapter. And one of the problems I was having is that the wires are really large and my connectors are not fitting on. So what I've had to do is take a knife and a screwdriver and kind of spread open the power pole connector. So in order to save some time here, I've slid the connectors on 3 of the wires here. So I have this side ready to crimp and this one here. So let's go ahead and crimp these. It's going to slide down in there like that. Crimp. 2 hands. All the way. And then it releases. Connector in with the tab facing down. Goes into a cavity on the other side of the die. In there. Give that a good squeeze. In there like that. Hold, squeeze. Just do one at a time. Click. The right way, yep. It's going to go in like that. Click. So I have this all on now. I've got all the ends on. This is done. Okay, the next thing is to put the power poles in the charging cable of the Genius 3500 battery charger. And we look at the end of the cable here. It has the alligator clips, followed by a fuse, followed by their cable, or their connector to plug on accessory cables. And so I think I'm going to, right about here, I'm just going to take this and, we are ham radio operators and we modify things. Strip off about a 1/4 inch or so of the insulation. Slides in, that makes that connection. Down in there and crimp. Well, let's just try one at a time here. Push in, click. Push in, push in, goes, click, click. Right in, push, click. Black in there. Push it in. And it's in. Okay, now I have my charger cable in 2 pieces, so I can plug this together when I want to use their bits. If I don't want to use them, I can just take that off and get rid of it. So now I can plug my charger directly into my battery. Slide the terminals on. So again, black on the negative. Push out a little hard. Here's my battery terminals. So here's the case from AMP3, the FT-817. So the way this works is that the battery tucks all the way down here in the back. And there's this little black Velcro thing that positioned down in there. Put the power cable behind it. And this goes right up against the front of the battery to protect it. Okay, I'm going to put the radio into the pack. I've disconnected the power cord. So it slides under this elastic strap. And I'm going to hold the radio up like that for a second and reach in here and plug the power cable back on. And just slide this in. Push it back. Reach in there and yep, it's all the way. And the power cable, I'm just going to jam that back along the side. And if I turn the radio on, you'll see the voltmeter from the internal battery, say 9.6. Now if I plug this together, back on, and now it says 12.4, so I'm running off that battery. There's the radio side, the accessory side. I've got my antenna here with a right angle, so I can just slide into one of those little things there. I have my microphone. I can just store that in that pocket in the top. And if I had my coax and stuff ready to go, I could fill all that up, but that then flips around. And zip it all up. This piece here on Velcros, flip it up, put it back like that, tilts the radio up. You can open this back up while you're operating. And my 817 pack is ready to go. So maybe you'll see a video with this here in the future. Randy, K7AGE. Talk to you later. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to show the Turnigy. And I have the Turnigy, and it's got source and load. So source is battery, so it'll go on the big cable. Plug that in. It lights up. Plug the radio in now. Turn the radio on. And it's showing 12.4, so it's 12.46 is what it shows on here. It's drawing 390 milliamps. And let's see what it is when I key up the radio. 2 amps and 23.8 watts. So 2 amps going in for transmit, K7AGE. 380 milliamps for receive. Huh, that's kind of a handy thing to have. Now I'm done. Bye-bye, K7AGE.